Hi, and welcome to Some Old Guy's Demon Souls Let's Play. Today, we are going to make a run at Upper Latria and the Maneater boss. We're going to try it online. This tends to be a high probability of invasion area, but it's in the wee hours of the morning here, so we may get away with it not being too bad. We've gone through the other videos in the series and collected our magic. Now it's just a matter of going through the levels and leveling up and working through. So let's go ahead and give this a shot and see how we fare. Now, without having warding with us, we do got to be a little bit careful as we move through here. There are some gargoyles that use crossbows that pack a pretty decent punch, but those I think we can do our best to try to avoid those guys or get them knocked out pretty quick. Two shots apiece on these gargoyles aren't too bad. I'd really prefer to be one-shotting them, but we'll make do. When I run Latria, I always like to go to the right first when we come into this first arch, and take care of these guys down here. There's really not there's a few items you can grab, but not a whole lot. But when you break the chains of the heart, there will be additional enemies down here, and then we'll have to deal with two enemies instead of one. You'll see as we break our second chain when we come back down here what I'm talking about. This is one of our first crossbow gargoyles we're going to have to deal with up here. See, this area is completely blocked right now, but we will have that open shortly. We'll get all this stuff picked up and out of the way. That way when we come back down here, we don't have to worry about messing with any of it. And we'll be able to collect the items. We'll be able to collect the items once the heart falls relatively easily. So but when the heart falls, there'll be some enemies, some mantipede enemies that will show up in addition to the gargoyles. So if we haven't taken care of those gargoyles out there, we have to deal with multiple enemies in each location, and with it just being one of us in here, that can get a little bit on the sketchy side. Well, now, as you come up to these statues, I know where they're at. But if you'll target lock as you come up to them, then some of them are alive and some of them aren't. So like here, you press target lock and it doesn't lock on either one of those. So neither one of those are going to come to life. That item over there, that item is a Flameberg sword. It's a large sword I will never use with this character, so I'm not going to bother picking it up. It's easy to pick up. You just walk over and cross onto it. You just got to be careful when you do it. So, but like you come up here to these two, and you'll notice, hey, I can target lock on one of them. And that one always does that. And the big thing about here is trying not to run off the ledge. You're really limited on the amount of space you have for fights. So and enemies can knock you off, which is basically instant death. Because I am running a mage character, I usually skip this item out here. But because I am and I'm running low on the spice, it's an easy place to fall off from. And some of you may notice that I change over to my falchion a lot when I'm breaking equipment. That's because the durability on the falchion is a lot higher than the durability on the crisp blade. So there's less risk of us breaking it. If we break our crisp blade, it's going to take a substantial amount of our magic power away from us. So I just try to do any item breaking with the crescent falchion instead of the crisp blade. I just ignore that gargoyle out there. He'll catch up to us here in a little bit. So these four guys are keeping this chain intact. We kill them. The chain breaks. We have two of those chains that we need to break. Now, this stairwell right here continues up, but you can only get to it when you're in a pure white world tendency. And when you are, there'll be a set of boards across that gap right there that you can walk across. That is the key that you need to free Rydell from his cell back in 3-1 in the Prison of Hope. So I am unable to get to that at this time, so we're not going to go up there. But that's where his key is located, and you have to be a pure white world tendency, and currently I'm not not quite there. I might be able to get there after this boss. It may take another boss fight to get there. Now when we come down to this platform initially, there's a character who's important later on in the game. His name is Yurt. A lot of people try to kill him on this platform, which is risky because you can be knocked off when he finally goes hostile towards you. It's easier if you just kill him here, and then your next trip back to the Nexus, he will be there, and you can fight him in the Nexus where it's a lot safer. Either way, it's going to have a negative impact on your personal tendencies. So,
are you here to fight the demons? If so, then help me escape this place. I am on your side. I have come to face the demons.
So, spoiler alert, Yurt really is not on your side. He's not a good guy. If you do not kill him in the Nexus in a fairly short amount of time, he'll start killing off all your NPCs, and you won't have access to them again until you start a new playthrough. So it's fairly safe at first to leave him up there and then deal with him at the Nexus. So those are the mantipedes that we have to deal with. There's several of them around. Now this is the route we need to go to get over to the second tower, but there are some items down here that your first playthrough at least you want to go through and pick up. Okay, the little ones we're getting away with one shot on. So we should be able to roll off of here. Now that was fairly close. Okay, that item right there, that is a fragrant ring. We already have one, but if you see the item out here in front of me, that's being protected by another one of those ball of arms that are severely destructive. But we can get to him. Oh, not good, not good, not good. Okay, we'll just... So now we're free to come pick these items up. Now, over where I was shooting at him from is well, let me get back over there. Over here, this location right here will be where your sodden ring will appear when you're in pure black world tendency, and that's that item up there on top. The only way to get it is be pure black to world tendency. But that ring will allow you to roll and move and sprint through water like you're on normal dry land, which is very, very helpful when you get into the Swamp of Sorrows. So we may come back and get that. It's not that hard to get. It's just a matter of getting back down here to it. And then I generally come down with an archstone in my inventory, and then just archstone out. And not go through the rest of it, because there are several black phantom enemies in here when you're in a pure black world tendency, and they're about twice as strong as your normal enemies are. This is also where your primeval demon will show up. To get your colorless demon soul. And I'm doing really good, I guess, tonight for right now, because I just made it through that without getting myself turned around. So, oh, we do need to go back down through one part and pick up another ring. It's the Ring of Plague Resistance. And if I can remember exactly where it's at. Okay. Okay, right here is where your archdemon will show up for your colorless demon soul when you're in a pure black world tendency. That was the Ring of Plague Resistance, which will come in handy later. It's the only place in the game you can get it, so you can either pick that up when you come back in here with a pure black world tendency, or you can go ahead and get it your first run through just to get it out of the way if you're hunting the ring trophies. So I'm back to where we were at. Now we've got one more tricky enemy before we get to the second chain. And if you remember the squid heads that were in Upper Latria, or in the Prison of Hope, well, this is a Black Phantom version, and they're actually pretty tough. As well as dealing a significant amount of magic damage, which, because of the rings that we're wearing, we are susceptible to right now. I think I'm going to go ahead and use Firestorm on this guy and not risk trying to... It'd probably take 4 soul rays to take him out. But we should be able to get him with 1 Firestorm. You just wait till he's walking away from you. It burns a lot of MP, but it gets him taken care of. There's one more of those right before the boss gate that we'll have to do that with. Now, be aware there's an ambush waiting on the other side of that vein. You can see you'll target lock him. And if you can get him to walk out in front of your soul ray, even better. So try to catch this crystal lizard over here. Now this next little section that we're going to do is pretty risky. We've got a crossbow gargoyle that's going to try to ambush us. Oh no, we didn't want to do that. We've got a weight issue here. Let's get some stuff out of here. We don't need that anymore. Okay. These are extremely heavy, so... And I don't use them until I get up in higher levels. And I forgot to talk to Stockpile Thomas again. We really don't need to be carrying 17 of those. Five is probably a little much. You can only use 1 archstone at a time, so I don't ever use it. It's just a light you can drop on the ground. I don't ever use them. So we'll just send those back. Okay. This way we don't lose any more spice that we might be able to pick up. So, alright, so like I said, there's going to be a crossbow gargoyle up and to our right as soon as we walk through that doorway. And he packs a pretty healthy punch, but You just kind of got to be slow and patient about things. Running in headlong. Oh, that one's going to run away on us. If you don't go too far up the bridge, you won't trigger the one that's up there hovering until you're ready to fight him, so... And if those guys get off a solid lunge attack, they're running a spiral rapier. And if they get off a solid lunge attack, it has the potential to one-shot you. So if you go to the right, you'll go to the elevator. If you go to the left, you'll go to the elevator. But to the left, there's an item that you can pick up. So I see a lot of people that run all the way around to the right and never do pick that item up. It's, you know, it's worth quite a few souls. And this is like the longest elevator. Takes forever if you don't catch it right away for it to come back down. And this chain's going to be just like the other chain. You're going to have 4 guys standing around it, holding it in place. We kill those 4 guys. And then that chain falls, and then it frees up. It drops the heart. So that gargoyle that I passed up, he will fly out here and meet us. So no point taking a risk to try to catch him down there on the walkway. So now we got a ton of mantipedes that have broken out of that heart that weren't down there where we were at before. So now they're going to be out there. The number in the video is not how many are going to be there, but there are going to be quite a few down there. So now you just make a straight drop off of this, and there's an item right behind you. I notice a lot of people forget to pick that item up. And that gargoyle won't bother us anymore. He's just going to hang out up there. So we're back at the beginning. This is the archstone where we started out at. So we've basically made a big loop. Come back up here, see if nobody's got their signs down wanting to help. So we'll go back through this. You'll notice that gargoyle that we killed is still gone. Everything that we've already killed is gone and doesn't come back. But we have a host of new friends that we need to deal with. And had we not gone down here at the beginning of the level and gone through this, then we would be dealing with a whole lot more. Well, not a whole lot more, but we would be dealing with more. Like down here, we would have a gargoyle and a mantipede to deal with. Instead, we just have the one mantipede. Now, down here, we've got two of them. We're going to get ambushed either way. I like to deal with this one first, and then deal with the one out on the path. Now, again, had we not come down here and dealt with these, that crossbow gargoyle would be shooting at us at the same time that we were trying to deal with that manipede, and we'd have to deal with him. So that's the whole reason why I come down here early and take care of those. So it doesn't matter really which way you go around this. Either way, there's going to be a stack of mantipedes to deal with. And the best way to deal with them is just go through and deal with all of them and then come back through and pick stuff up. Now that gold mask that you picked up, that is one of the second items in every playthrough. That's another ring for your ring trophy. But that gold mask can be traded to Sparkly the Crow for another free colorless demon soul. You can do that with two different items through each playthrough. One is the Talisman of God. The other one is the Gold Mask. That's just two of your free colorless demon souls that you can get. So it's a good thing to come down here and get it. Especially if you're going to be upgrading some significant boss weapons. Later on down the road, you'll have the colorless demon souls to do those upgrades. So one more guy to deal with. It's another Black Phantom Mind Flayer. Unfortunately, he's up here on a set of stairs, and I really am going to deal with him the same way. So I don't want to risk losing everything this close to the boss gate. So I haven't done a solo attempt on Maneater in a long time, so I'm not going to make any promises for how this is going to turn out. But we've got the world clear, so getting back to him if it doesn't turn out well won't be a big deal. And we may get lucky and find a summon at the boss gate. So there is an additional item that we can pick up. Another pocket soul hidden back here behind these stairs. Now the trick on this is make sure you're at maximum power. Make sure you got your crisp blade out. Make sure you're juiced up pretty good on your FP. Just in case you have to cast something besides Firestorm. And then we start working our way up these stairs. And he is way up there. But again, we want to catch him when he's got his back to us, because he has a version of Soul Ray that is really powerful. But again, I have the Thieves Ring on, so it helps with us being undetectable. So being a mage, there's a couple items of interest up here for us. The first one right at the top of the stairs, if we'll turn around. Walk around this ledge. Another pocket. So this is also a good place if you get invaded and you're up here. You can kind of do a drop ambush behind your Black Phantom that's invaded you, because a lot of them don't look up there as they run up. So it's a good place to make an attempt at that. And it looks like we might have a summon up here. Nope. So we go through all this, all these pots, and over here on the other side of the loop, we have 8 aged spice, which is really beneficial for us. It gives us our maximum MP back. So all right, this is going to be fun without warding. These guys pack a pretty good punch, and there's 2 of them. But they seem to be weak to fire and weak to magic. So with the magical fire, we one-shot Penetrator with it, and I think he's a stronger boss. Health point wise, not 100% sure on that, but we'll give this a go and see how it runs out for us. God! And of course, first hit, he knocks me off the bridge. I hate this boss with a passion. Okay, so we will gear up and give that another shot. Now, the bad thing about this is all of our enemies have repopulated, so we've got to go through a handful of them, not a whole lot of them. Yeah, I was hoping to try to get behind him before he did that stupid little attack. But it's part of Demon Souls. Sometimes you just die, which surely doesn't help my world tendency out at all. Dying as a human has a negative effect on your world tendency. Now, we don't need to go back to the right. We've picked everything up down there. Really not looking to soul farm. So, we will make another run at this and see if we can get it to turn out with a better outcome than before. Now, we did leave 9,000 souls sitting on the ground up there. That part sucks. We'll try to pick them up, but I'm going to focus on trying to get the boss beat first. But if the opportunity presents itself, I'll grab them. So we got 2 Age Spice off that drop, which that spell cost us 1, or just about 1. So that kind of works out to our advantage. Alright, we'll juice up here and see if we can't get this to come out a little bit different. I usually prefer to fight them up around that central brazier because it's a little bit easier. You have some protections afforded to you. So, oh, my souls are right here. So, yeah, see, he will interrupt your firestorm. So we got the first half. There's the second half right behind us. No, 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 no. No. God, he was almost dead, too. I needed one more little hit, but he took a huge chunk of my health out. So... we'll give this one more shot. And And unfortunately, this is the way it goes in Demon Souls sometimes. Especially with this boss and with the monk, which is the boss after this. The tricky thing about the monk is you never know if you're going to get the real monk, NPC, computer AI character, or whether you're going to get a summoned Black Phantom from somewhere within the world that is going to be built for that PvP fight. And if you get that, a lot of times they're pretty hard to beat. And again, like with all Souls games, my souls are now laying up there in the boss room. Hopefully accessible. Make sure we're more juiced up. So that when we get into that boss fight, I'll have healing items keyed up so that we'll already have two spells in the hole ready to go. So we'll go ahead and now we'll ow, 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 stop it. God. Now, because I have the thieves ring on, he lost track of me. So, I completely forgot about him doing that, to be completely honest. So, there's Maneater, done. It took a couple of tries, but we got him done. So, pick this item up real quick. And we'll go ahead and touch our archstone. There's one more or two more items to grab. This is one of them. And yeah, that was a warrior soul, legendary warrior soul. Now there's also another item down here I see a lot of people don't get, and it's kind of a tricky walk down a ledge as well, but it's right here off the bottom of these stairs. And as a mage, it's actually a pretty decent item to pick up, because it does take its bonus off of magic, because it's a moon weapon. So it's basically, you have to take a sword to +6 and then make a moon +1 out of it. So that takes care of Maneater. Still a good outcome all in all. We'll run back to the Nexus and take a look. I don't recall off the top of my head. His soul is worth, I think, 1 spell, maybe 2.
Bravo, thank you. You're a fine magician. Let me pass on further arts of the wand. I am one step closer to the essence of the demon soul. Our human potential is great.
And it could be that his soul, I think, may only be good for the Needle of Agony, which is a joke of a boss weapon. Luckily, we don't have to get all of them for a trophy on this version. Oh, not attune. Learn. We can go ahead and pick that up. I don't think it's worth anything else.
I am fully prepared. Please fetch me more demon souls.
I don't.
Still be patient, my fine magician friend.
I don't think the silver demon is good for multiple souls. I think it's only good for 1, but we'll
Are you here? Very well.
check real quick.
I shall help you however I can.
Okay, so no, it's not.
I owe my life to you. If you are ever in need of my witchcraft, speak to me. It is a dark art, but it is all that I can offer.
So that's a boss soul that we would be free to consume if we wanted to.
I can. Oh, thank you, as promised.
But light weapon is a good. It's a good spell. Like I said, you have to have all the spells to get the trophy anyway.
Bring me
So
more demon souls when you can. I patiently await you, my fine magician friend.
now, as for what I talked about earlier, Yurt is located up this stairwell. Item soul here that we can pick up. And he's not hostile at first. Grab this item over here. But as you progress through the game, he will start killing your NPCs off. And the game doesn't tell you that he's doing it or why he's doing it. Now, because he's not hostile, you can't target lock him.
I am indebted to you for your help in Latria. Without it, I would not have made it back. Now, I can go on with my work. And for that, thank you.
So apparently he was locked up for killing people, and that's what his job is. And
what is it? I have no business with you. Not yet. Do not be concerned. Life is hardly as precious as one might think. Life is hardly as precious as one might think.
Okay, and because he's in this wedge and in this corner, it will contain our firestorm and focus more of it on him. So yeah, now he's hostile. Now he's not happy with us. So we can...
Why? You... Mephistopheles was right about you.
So you get Yurt's armor out of the deal. So much easier than trying to take him out up on that platform where once he gets hostile, he can actually knock you off of it. So, and he can be dealt with in melee as well. By the time you get to this point, he's usually just as easy to deal with. If you've got a decent melee build that can put some damage out. So, anyways, that's going to wrap up our tour through Upper Latria. Again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and have a great time hunting demons.